Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Well, on this Monday, we're going to have Westerns and comedy. Westerns with Fort Laramie and Gunsmoke. Comedy with Milton Berle and Dinah Shore and the Bird's Eye Open House. And we'll wrap it all up with an episode of Claudia. That's coming up on this Monday, 21st day of October, 295th day of the year, 71 days left. The first display of the word liberty on a flag on this date in 1774, raised by colonists in Taunton, Massachusetts, and which was in defiance of British rule in colonial America. In Boston Harbor on this date in 1797, the 44-gun U.S. Navy frigate, the USS Constitution, was launched. Joseph Aspdin patented Portland cement on this date in 1824. And in 1854, Florence Nightingale and a staff of 38 nurses sent to the Crimean War. Near Medicine Lodge, Kansas, on this date in 1867, a landmark treaty signed by Southern Great Plain Indian leaders. The treaty required Native American Plains tribes to relocate to a reservation in western Oklahoma. Using a filament of carbonized thread, Thomas Edison tested the first practical electric incandescent light bulb on this date in 1879. It lasted 13 and a half hours before burning out. Years later, Edison reflected on the rapid developments that followed his invention.
When I look around at the resources of the electrical field today, I feel that I would be glad to begin again my work as an electrician, an inventor.
In the U.S. on this date in 1902, a 5-month strike by the United Mine Workers ended. In 1921, President Harding delivered the first speech by a sitting president against lynching in the Deep South. In 1945, Argentine military officer and politician Juan Perón married actress Evita. In 1957, opening in the movie theaters, Jailhouse Rock, starring Elvis Presley. In New York City on this date in 1959, the Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum opened to the public, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. In 1959, President Eisenhower signed an executive order transferring Werner von Braun and other German scientists from the Army to NASA. More than 100,000 war protesters gathered in Washington on this date in 1967, a peaceful rally at the Lincoln Memorial, followed by a march to the Pentagon and clashes with soldiers and U.S. Marshals protecting the facility.
Demonstrators must depart from the Pentagon grounds by midnight. All persons who wish to leave voluntarily can board buses on the road. These buses will go to the Memorial Bridge.
Those protests lasted until October 23rd. 683 people arrested. Similar demonstrations simultaneously in Japan and Western Europe. In 1973, John Paul Getty III's ear was cut off by his kidnappers and sent to a newspaper in Rome on this date in 1973. It would not arrive until November 8th. In 1977, Meatloaf's hit album Bat Outta Hell released under Epic's Cleveland International Records. The second debate between President Reagan and Walter Mondale on this date in 1984, one of the subjects, the ongoing wars in Central America.
I thought for a moment that instead of a debate, I was going to find Mr. Mondale in complete agreement with what we're doing, because the plan that he has outlined is the one we've been following for quite some time, including diplomatic processes throughout Central America and working closely with the Contadora group.
Presidential debate on this date in 1984. Of course, President Reagan would sweep Walter Mondale. I think Mondale only won one state. In 1987, former Miss America Bess Meyerson arrested on charges of bribery, conspiracy, and mail fraud, all involving an alimony fixing scandal. She would later be found not guilty. A federal grand jury in New York on this date in 1988 indicted Ferdinand and Imelda Marcos, accusing them of stealing more than $100 million from the Philippine Treasury. Their lawyer, Richard Hyde, said the former Philippine president and his wife were innocent.
We are confident that the charges against them are false and that they will be shown to be such.
Ferdinand Marcos declared too ill to face trial, his wife found not guilty. Their son, now the president of the Philippines, runs in the family. It was on this date in 1994, North Korea and the U.S. signed an agreement that required North Korea to stop its nuclear weapons program and agree to inspections. A shooting occurred on this date 3 years ago today on the set of the film Rust, in which actor Alec Baldwin discharged a prop weapon which had been loaded, killing the director of photography and injuring the director. Former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson noted the San Francisco district attorney was charging Baldwin with 2 counts.
One is a claim that he acted with underlying negligence when he shot Ms. Hutchins. But it's also a claim here that he had more than negligence that was involved in the death. Both are linked to his use of a firearm in a way that the prosecutors claim will show disregard for safety on that film set.
The charges against Baldwin would be dropped. Passing away on this date in history, the fine band leader Bill Black, novelist Jack Kerouac, George McGovern, the politician, also journalist Ben Bradley, and from I'm Dickens, He's Fester, Marty Ingalls. Birthdays on this date include the great Dizzy Gillespie.
Salt peanut, salt peanut. 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 Salt peanut, salt peanut.
Dizzy Gillespie, born on this date in history, along with the founder of the Nobel Prize, Alfred Nobel, Cuban singer Celia Cruz, football player Brian Piccolo, Carrie Fisher, and Trixie Norton on the Honeymooners, who passed away earlier this year at the age of 99. The last surviving member of the Honeymooners, Joyce Randolph.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
The man behind the Earth Band, Blinded by the Light, the Mighty Quinn, Manfred Mann, 84 years old today. The fellow who fooled around and fell in love, Elvin Bishop, 82 today. She was Judge Judy from 1996 until 2021. Now she's Judy Justice on Amazon's freebie streaming service. Judy Scheinlin, 82 today.
If I were 5'6" and 39 years old, I would have a real career, Your Honor. What you're getting is, listen to me, you paid nothing for the car because you didn't buy the car from your parents.
Judge Judy, 82 today. The daughter of Ronald Reagan, Patty Davis, is 72. From American Dreams and Blue Bloods, Will Estes is 46. And Kim Kardashian is 44.
Babe, I seriously have been planning this dream wedding since I was 10 years old.
I'm so sure. Kim Kardashian, 44 today. Those some of the people celebrating the 21st day of October is their birthday. If this is your birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And we head out west on this Monday, a Sunday, October 21st, 1958, 68 years ago, Fort Laramie, and that's up next.
Friends, this is Bob Hope. If an atom bomb were to hit your home city, would you know what to do? Remember, one explosion of an atom bomb could kill 75,000 and maim 100,000. This is only one kind of a disaster which could strike. In addition to many forms of enemy action, there are the dangers of fire, flood, earthquake, and traffic. Knowing what to do before, during, and after a disaster can improve your chances of survival. There is something you can do and do now. You can learn a pattern of survival. Your local Office of Civil Defense is ready to help. Persuade your club, your church, your friends, and your neighbors to help to learn to live. Remember, this is the atomic age. No one can escape its hazards, but everyone can prepare. Listen carefully. What you are about to hear can save your life. Do you know the siren signal in case of atomic attack? Do you know how to find shelter? Do you know how to give first aid? Do you know what will be done for your safety? For further details, consult your local Office of Civil Defense.
Classic Radio Theater, we roll back to Sunday, October 21st, 1956, 68 years ago, for an episode of Fort Laramie and the Indian Scout.
At the gallop! Oh!
Fort Laramie. Fort Laramie, starring Raymond Burr as Captain Lee Quince. Specially transcribed tales of the dark and tragic ground of the wild frontier. The saga of fighting men who rode the rim of empire. And the dramatic story of Lee Quince, Captain of Cavalry.
You hear anything now, Gorse?
A lot of little sounds, but not the moaning. Might be he's dead, Captain.
Might be. This is where his horse came out, this clearing. He shouldn't be much further in, dead or not.
You a hand to see in the dark, are you?
Not much, no.
Well, I can always light this lantern, you know.
You want to be seen, do you?
Well, if he's dead, he won't see no lantern.
If he isn't?
I still can't see in the...
How's your hearing in the dark?
I heard that all right.
Just ahead, Gorse. You can light your lantern now. Hold it closer. Toward his face.
He looks kind of young, Captain. Kind of wild, too.
He's full of pain and scared. Do you speak the tongue of white man?
I speak.
Our camp is back by the river. We'll carry you there.
You kill?
No. Got a canteen, Gorse?
Yes, Captain.
Give him a drink.
You'll mind the lantern?
I'll mind it.
Can you lift your head up to it?
Oh, no drink.
What's the matter with you? You shot up for fair. You must be burning inside.
You drink some of it, Gorse.
Oh, yeah. You see, Injun, good water. Now you drink.
No drink.
Looks like his right leg, Gorse. A couple nicks across his belly.
What kind of show I got to put on to make him drink?
Well, drink some more.
Captain, I swilled down 3 cups of coffee before he come riding through the camp. I got no
Another
sense.
swallow or two. Now go ahead.
Well... Now then, Injun, you got to make up your mind. Either it's good water or I got a taste for drinking poison. Now, which'll it be?
Other man, you drink?
I'm not thirsty. You need a drink, take it. You don't, leave it be.
Give. Drink.
You born contrary or you just come along that way?
Good water. Good.
Didn't I tell you?
What's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie.
Fine. Charlie, you got one good leg. We'll help you up on it. Gorse?
Oh.
What kind of Indian name is Charlie?
Good American name, Charlie.
You can't argue that with him, Gorse.
Charlie.
Come on. We can make camp from here.
He's sleeping, Captain.
He's bound to. He lost a lot of blood.
Did you watch him eat? He'll gain back his strength in no time.
Did he do any talking?
Mostly he ate and smiled. Kept asking everyone to call him Charlie.
Good American name, Charlie.
What do you think about him, Captain?
Well, there's not much to think about him, Mr. Syberts. Takes pain well, he smiles, he eats a lot.
I mean, the way he rode right up to our camp alone. Rode right past the pickets without any fear at all, apparently.
And got shot for his trouble.
Yes, wouldn't you think you'd expect that, Captain?
I'd expect it. You would. Maybe Charlie's different.
Tinkham and Prevost, they both swear he made no move to fire back, just rode like the devil for the woods.
You redoubled the pickets, Mr. Syberts?
Yes, sir, I did. I guess you think maybe Charlie wasn't alone?
I told you there's not much to think about Charlie right now. If he wanted more than food and a good drink of water, he hasn't said. I can't take the chance he's alone.
The tourniquet stopped the bleeding.
Then maybe we'll know more about Charlie tomorrow.
You going to cut the bullet out tomorrow, Captain?
I'm going to cut at least 3 of them out.
3, Captain? But Tinkham and Prevost said...
Charlie was wounded before he got here, Mr. Syberts.
You come ask question, Captain?
How do you feel this morning, Charlie?
Charlie, feel fine. Leg feel bad.
Yeah, I'll bet it does. All right, if I look at it?
You look.
Mm-hmm. Charlie, do you drink whiskey?
Whiskey?
Know what it is?
Like water?
Like fire water.
Whiskey like fire water?
Just like it. You drink fire water?
Burn. From mouth all down to belly. Make cough, make sick, make bad head.
That's it.
I like.
You got 3, maybe 4 bullets in that leg. If I don't cut 'em out, you'll die, Charlie. If I do, it'll hurt. Bad. You want whiskey for the hurt, you can have it.
Leg very bad.
Yeah, it is.
Here's the water you asked for, Captain. Brought it right from the fire.
Thanks, Gorse.
You gonna bind him fast, or you want me to hold him?
And that's up to Charlie.
You bring whiskey.
Now, where am I gonna get whiskey?
Leg very bad.
Over there, Gorse, in my bedroll.
Yes, sir. I suppose I gotta take a couple of gulps before you figure it's safe to drink, ain't you?
You got bad leg?
Only bad thing I got's my temper.
Give Charlie whiskey. Charlie take for pain.
One thing, he ain't no dumb, ain't you?
Go on, Charlie, drink it down. Let me know when the leg doesn't hurt anymore.
White Captain, good friend, bring Charlie whiskey.
Mark the day, Charlie. It's the last whiskey you'll get from this white man. I'll need more boiling water, Gorse.
Mess sergeant's got another pot going.
Ooh, very good to have leg very bad.
Never mind the talk, just drink.
He sure ain't gonna need no setting on, Captain. Lapping it down at that rate, he'll be helpless inside of 5 minutes.
I'm counting on that, Gorse. Let's go outside and leave him be.
I sure never seen the like of him.
He's not cut on any pattern I know either.
That leg's bad just overnight. It's real bad. He say who shot him before we did?
There's a long list of things he's not said. Time for talk will come later.
Well, that's a quart of whiskey, Captain.
Oh! Wonderful.
It was a quart of whiskey, Gorse. Well, you ready for surgery?
You got a mind for it, sir?
I got a mind, but not much stomach for it. And let's get it over with, Gorse. The runner's still around, Mr. Syberts?
Yes, sir. He's having something to eat, Captain.
Well, when he's through that, he gets his rest.
He was asking about a fresh horse, sir.
He won't need one. There's no reply to this message. Time he's ready to move again, both him and his horse will be rested.
Do we have new orders, sir?
Major Daggett will be here tomorrow with a platoon from G Company. We're to wait for the rendezvous.
Major Daggett is... Well, the message says to keep Pete Hazen here till the Major arrives.
Yes, and I'd do that if I'd laid an eye on Pete in a month.
I thought he was scouting up in the Bighorn country.
Last I heard he was. Guess the Major's counting on reports from that area. Maybe we'll be moving up that way.
Are they talking about Charlie, Captain?
We're not going to find out sitting in a tent, Mr. Syberts. That crazy fool. Sergeant!
Yes, sir. Well, it happened too quick, Captain. I couldn't stop him.
The man can't walk yet. How could it happen too quick?
First I saw him, he'd crawled most down to the creek. His horse was tethered down there with the others, and you saw the rest of it.
He just propelled himself up on that horse. And from the off side, the right side.
Indians don't know any better, neither do their horses. They always mount on the right side.
You want me to go after him, Captain?
No need. He's coming back.
Well, I swear, Captain, he's putting on a show for us.
Yeah, they ride all over a horse. On his neck, his sides, under his belly. Either of you feel like much of a horseman now?
With one bad leg. You don't think he got hold of another jug of whiskey, sir?
I'll break the man who gave it to him if he did.
Captain, I guess he's played himself out.
Charlie, good rider, yes?
Charlie, stupid fool.
Leg very bad. White Captain, sorry, leg very bad.
Your leg's a sieve. But it's your leg. You can break it off and throw it away if you're of a mind.
Leg very bad, good friend. Bring Charlie whiskey.
I told you, Charlie, that's the last whiskey you'd get from me.
Charlie ride very good. Charlie show white man Indian trick.
No whiskey.
No whiskey. You, other man, you have whiskey.
Not me, Charlie. Yeah, and don't look at me with your sore leg. I'll give you nothing.
Poor Charlie, hurt very bad.
Slide off that pony. I want to talk to you.
Oh, leg so bad.
Get off.
Oh.
Mind his horse, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Syberts, see the camp's made ready for Major Daggett's arrival?
Yes, sir.
You were kicking that bad leg around real free. Can you bear weight on it, as far as my tent?
Whiskey in tent?
You want 2 bad legs?
Charlie walk.
Here, I'll help you. There now. Let me see that leg.
Charlie do bad thing to ride?
It should have killed you. But you're such a contrary cuss. It looks fine, Charlie. It's got no right to, but your leg looks fine. Charlie, who shot you? Before we did.
White settler, he shoot 2-3 times.
Why?
Oh, Charlie try steal horses.
You ought to be shot for that. You ever lived on a reservation?
One time. Short time. Charlie not like reservation. Nothing can do. Charlie like steal horses.
You steal horses all alone, do you?
Sometime alone, sometime with Cheyenne Brave. Charlie find horses. Tell others, they come, we steal.
That makes you a Cheyenne scout, then.
Charlie like steal horses. Also, hunt.
You're not Cheyenne, Charlie.
White Captain can tell Charlie not Cheyenne?
Well, you look more like a crow to me.
Yes, crow. Charlie Little Bear. All blood, crow. Sioux, Cheyenne, Arapaho, all drive crow people from land of father, from Bighorn. Charlie liked Bighorn. Charlie lived there. Even with Cheyenne.
There's no Cheyenne reservation in the Bighorn?
No reservation. Just Cheyenne Brave and Charlie. Like steal horses. Hunt.
You like to kill white men?
Charlie not kill white man. Not ever kill white man. Charlie friend. Got name from white man.
What white man?
Many years, when Charlie live with own people, white man come. For hunt. Furs. Teach Charlie speak tongue of white man. Then he die. Charlie take name of friend.
Mm-hmm.
You let Charlie go back Bighorn. Hunt. Steal horses.
If you stole horses, you broke the law.
You put Charlie reservation?
I might. Might put you in jail, too. I might do almost anything with you, Charlie. Except give you whiskey.
Now, the last word we had from Hazen, the Bighorn, was as peaceful as Sunday church. Now, all through these valleys here, settlers are complaining of increasing Indian raids.
For horses, Major?
For horses, until the last few days. Runners are reporting a band of marauding Cheyenne. Burning, massacring as they go.
Through here, you say? Along Stinking Water?
That's the Shoshone River, Captain.
The Indians call it Stinking Water.
Well, we're going there. It doesn't much matter what the Indians call it.
Might matter, Major.
How's that?
We can't wait for Pete Hazen. If there's a Cheyenne camp in the Bighorn, we'll need a scout to find it.
That's right.
Charlie Little Bear's an Indian. He can't pick a trail to the Shoshone River. But he'll sure know one to Stinking Water.
From what you said, this must be his band of Cheyenne who's responsible for the killing along the, Stinking Water. He's not about to lead you against his friends.
Charlie's a crow. I've never heard a crow boast about his scalps.
You're saying, then, that you trust Charlie?
I'm counting on him being a crow, that's all, Major.
Well, just look at that Charlie Little Bear, Captain. Smiling, riding easy. You'd think he was out on a happy hunting party.
I'm looking at him.
You call him a scout? I could have got us this far by myself.
You know where the Cheyenne camp is, Gorse?
No, sir.
Well, I don't either, but Charlie does. I'm hoping he'll lead us there.
Just because you fixed his leg, Captain?
Just because Charlie doesn't like killing, Sergeant. Charlie?
Yes, Captain.
You saw the last two ranches, Charlie. Fired, burned to the ground, stock runoff.
I saw no killing. No body of white man, like you said, Captain.
This is your country, though, Charlie. This is the work of your Cheyenne friends, isn't it?
Charlie see many Indian sign. Yes, Cheyenne. But no killing.
There's another ranch ahead, Charlie. How's your leg holding up?
Oh, good. White Captain fixed leg very good. Charlie not forget.
Patrol! Halt!
Dismount. Search the premises.
Dismount.
Sergeant, report anything you can find to me. Anything.
Yes, sir.
Blood here, Captain. Dry blood. Marked the ground.
A trail of it. Leads up to the cabin. Or what's left of it, anyway.
And many pony. Cheyenne pony.
You been here before, Charlie?
Not here. Old man live here, not many horses. Charlie like steal many horses.
Was that the old man? Or can you tell?
Hard to tell about old man. Too much head gone.
Yeah, we can't do much for him now, but bury him.
He was old man, like white friend who gave Charlie name. Charlie friend die in peace.
Captain Quince, out here, sir.
Find something, Gorse?
Yeah. This bundle of stuff on the far side of the cabin. It's a funny collection, Captain.
Relics. 4 arrows. This thing, Gorse, made of skin and buffalo hair.
2 arrow for hunting, 2 for war. This marking, the hat of skin and hair, this all sacred to Cheyenne.
There's an old man dead inside the cabin, Sergeant. Fall in a burial detail.
Yes, sir. You take it.
You sing death song for old man, Captain?
We'll just bury him, Charlie. And hope he's found his peace.
This day is old. Son dies, too.
Yeah. We'll be making camp soon.
Charlie not like killing. With tomorrow's sun, Charlie lead you to Cheyenne camp.
Fort Laramie is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald and stars Raymond Burr as Lee Quince, Captain of Cavalry, with Vic Perrin as Sergeant Gorse. The script was specially written for Fort Laramie by Kathleen Height, with sound patterns by Bill James and Ray Kemper. Musical supervision by Amerigo Marino. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dobkin as Charlie, Jack Moyles as Major Daggett, and Harry Bartell as Lieutenant Seiberts.
Company, tension! Dismiss!
Next week, another transcribed story of the Northwest frontier and the troopers who fought under Lee Quince, Captain of Cavalry. With the Far East as a backdrop, and with intrepid correspondent O'Hara right in the foreground, you're sure to have an exciting adventure every Monday night right here at the Star's address. If you like your mystery on the fast-moving side, be sure you're listening to CBS Radio each Monday evening when another thrill-packed episode of O'Hara comes your way on most of these same stations.
68 years ago, Sunday, October 21st, 1956, Fort Laramie, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And we'll have a look at the news from this date, 68 years ago, today, next.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Boris Karloff. No one can guarantee the survival of every home during a nuclear war, but a strong civil defense can save millions of lives. Make sure that yours is one of them. Learn how to protect your home. Call Civil Defense today.
Protect your home, and then we'll have some antipasto. We're looking at Sunday, October 21st, 1956, in the newspapers of that Sunday. Adlai Stevenson, contending there's no limit to what Americans can accomplish under proper leadership, said Saturday night the Eisenhower administration is encouraging a comfortable complacency toward things as they are. Former President Truman also called for a change of government in Washington, saying it's needed because our economy is in danger and our national security is in danger. The Democrat presidential nominee, along with Truman, Democrat vice presidential candidate Estes Kefauver, and others spoke out at a series of party fundraising dinners, which were linked for part of the evening by a closed-circuit television network. Soviet Premier Bulganin has proposed to President Eisenhower an immediate U.S.-Soviet agreement to ban H-bomb tests. That from the Moscow radio. Bulganin used an argument advanced by Democrat Adlai Stevenson in the presidential campaign that violation of such an agreement is impossible because science can now detect atomic tests anywhere. Senator Stuart Symington called on the Eisenhower administration to give us the truth about the current communist military strength against our own. Symington was in Tampa, Florida, speaking to the National Democrat for the National Democrat ticket, and for Winton King, who was running against Congressman William C. Kramer, Florida's only Republican congressman. And Symington said in a speech, if the Americans knew the truth about Soviet power, they can handle the problem. Postmaster General Arthur E. Summerfield opened the political floodgates last night on Adlai Stevenson, the Democrat presidential candidate, hearkening back to the corruption, malpractice, the chronic ineptness that characterized Stevenson's administration of the state of Illinois. He was speaking to a crowd of 550 Republicans at the Eisenhower birthday dinner at the Lido Casino. The Postmaster General, in a prepared speech, warned the public must not brush Stevenson's record off lightly. Worried Ohio state officials looking hopefully towards scheduled resumption of negotiations Monday in the 90-day Southern Ohio telephone strike. They're hoping privately that something happens Monday to restore at least emergency service in the Portsmouth metropolitan area, which has been sweating out a telephone blackout since last Monday night. A group of scientists told President Eisenhower today we have no prudent course except to continue the development and testing of atomic weapons. Their statement was made public by Eisenhower in Denver as he wound up 5 days of politicking. Throughout the trip, he's pounded hard at Adlai Stevenson's call for a world agreement to end testing of hydrogen bombs. A test of Missouri's compulsory school attendance law headed for the circuit court because Mrs. Marie L. Schoentite wouldn't give up her fight against formal education for her 7-year-old daughter Mary. With the volunteered help of a St. Louis attorney, she's appealed a magistrate court order that she put Mary in public school by Monday or serve out a 10-day jail sentence and pay a $5 fine. The Montagnard County magistrate sentenced her Wednesday after he found the former school teacher had refused to send her daughter Mary to school. Mrs. Schoenbelter argued that public schools just turn youngsters into trained SEALs. She said she was giving her daughter substantially equivalent education at home. And those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Sunday, October 21st, 1956, on your radio on that Sunday. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad, and that's next.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Fred McMurray. Home shelters can be built for as little as $100. Simple plans for building inexpensive home shelters are available free from your Civil Defense office. Ask for a copy of the Family Fallout Shelter booklet.
We continue now on Classic Radio Theater, wrapping up our look at Sunday, October 21st, 1956, 68 years ago, with an episode of Gunsmoke starring William Conrad.
Gunsmoke, brought to you by L&M, the modern cigarette that lets you get full, exciting flavor through the modern miracle of the pure white Miracle Tip. Live modern. Smoke L&M. Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America. And the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful. And a little lonely.
It's a nice clear evening, Mr. Dillon.
It'll be cold before morning, though.
Maybe old Doc ain't too far wrong.
Oh, what about?
Well, he claims winter's coming early this year. He claims we'll have snow before the end of the month.
He just passing along Indian talk, Chester. They're all claiming the same thing.
Evening, Marshal.
Oh, how are you, Jezra? Miss Cobb?
How do, Marshal? Chester.
Evening, ma'am.
Get up there.
You do declare, Mr. Dillon, that that ain't the most dilapidated old buggy I ever seen anywhere.
Jezra believes in getting full value out of things. Making do, as he calls it. Yeah, let's get something to eat, huh?
Well, now, eating is something I get full value out of.
Yeah, I know. Let's sit over there by the window, huh?
That team of Jezras could do with some eating, the way their bones is sticking out.
Jezra figures fat on a horse is a sign that grain's being wasted.
Be with you shortly, Marshal.
Okay.
He must figure the same thing about women. Miss Cobb's bones was sticking out some, too.
Yeah, he probably works her half to death. Has to run a farm that size without any hired help.
Well, they sure do keep to theirselves.
People just don't take to Jezra much. He's got a pretty cold way about him. But it's hard to say what she's like.
That poor lady don't even open her mouth less than he tells her she can. Plain mousy, that's what she is.
What are you figuring to eat, gents?
Well, what do you got?
Stewed beef and boiled greens.
I guess that's what we'll eat, huh, Chester?
All right, I'll bring it right out.
Boiled greens. Boiled Jimson weed more than that.
What?
See, that was up the end of the street, Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, come on, Chester. Open up here. Let me through, will you, please? Will you let me through?
Hang on to that horse, he's mighty spooky.
What's the trouble, Jezra?
Marshal, you've allowed this town to become a sink of iniquity, a whited sepulchre.
Oh, is that so?
Town of painted Jezebels, scoundrels, and murdering assassins. The name should be changed to Sodom or Gomorrah.
You all right, Miss Cobb?
Somebody tried to kill us, Marshal. They were standing right over there in the shadows.
Minerva, you'll kindly remember a woman's place.
Marshal asked me.
Silence.
Sorry, Jezra.
Did you get a look at him?
We did not. The coward struck in the darkness. It was only a miracle we escaped.
Any of the rest of you see who fired those shots?
Why, you're the law here, Marshal. I demand an accounting of this outrageous assault.
Jezra, do you know anybody who might think they got a reason to kill you?
I never had an enemy in my life.
Well, it looks like you got one now.
Free yourself of old-fashioned ideas.
Why don't you live modern? Live modern. Live modern.
Free up. Freshen up your taste.
Smoke an L&M.
Why are more people changing to L&M than to any other cigarette? Because only L&M lets you enjoy full, exciting flavor through the pure white miracle tip. L&M draws easier, tastes richer, smokes cleaner. So free up, freshen up your taste, get full, exciting flavor. Live modern. Smoke L&M.
Make today your big red letter day and start to live the modern way. Live modern. Smoke an L&M.
It's America's fastest growing cigarette.
Put a little more sugar in here. That should fool Mrs. Prudlin. Well, hand me that pill mold, will you, Matt?
Is this what you mean, Doc?
That's it. Thank you. Well, I gotta make this prescription look real authentic.
Oh, what do you mean?
These are fooling pills. Got nothing in them but sugar and some chalk and a little gum araby to bind them.
So that's the kind of medicine folks get from you.
Oh, no, it's the kind old Mrs. Prudlin gets. As long as she figures they help her, that's all that's necessary. At least they don't do her any harm. Nothing wrong with her anyhow, except in her mind. There you are. We'll let that sit a while and dry, and then... Oh, say, you found out yet who fired those shots at old Jezra Cobb?
No, Doc. Not a hint.
That's a funny thing, Matt. I don't think I know a soul in Dodge that likes old Jezra.
Yeah, I know, Doc. But nobody really hates him either. They just stay clear of him as far as they can.
Yeah, that's just it. He just isn't the kind of a man to rouse up strong feelings in anybody, good or bad.
Well, he must have roused some in whoever tried to kill him. Or kill her. I don't even know for sure which one they were after, him or his wife.
You busy, Doc?
Huh? Oh, well, come right in, Kitty.
Hello, Kitty.
Matt, what are you doing here?
Well, he's hiding from Jezra Cobb.
What?
Don't mind, Doc. I'll step outside, Kitty, if...
Oh, no, don't go, Matt. I just wanted to get something for a headache, Doc.
Oh, it's too bad. Well, dip yourself some water there. Here are some pills I just made up, Kitty.
Oh, now, Doc, you're not...
Formula came straight from Boston.
Well, if they can take care of this headache, they're miracle pills.
That's exactly what they are. Here you are. You swallow a couple of those.
Oh, thanks, Doc.
I personally guarantee those to stop the world's worst headache in 1 minute flat.
Yeah, they done wonders for Miss Prudlin.
Mrs. Prudlin?
Pay no attention to him, Kitty. He's all upset over that shooting.
Well, I could name a few people who aren't upset over it.
Oh, which people?
Some of the girls at the Long Branch. He drops in about 3 times a year.
Jezra Cobb at the Long Branch?
Old self-righteous Jezra. And every time it means trouble. He always drinks too much, and he bothers everybody.
Bothers him how?
By trying to reform them. And it's the girls who always get the worst of it.
Now, who'd have thought it?
He calls them painted Jezebels. Says he means to cure them of their transgressions. Of course, the only cure he seems to know is to grab a cane and beat the daylights out of any of them he can get his hands on.
I didn't know Jezra was that bad.
You ask some of the girls, Matt. Daisy or Billy Bell.
Yeah, I will, Kitty.
Doc, could I have some of those pills to take with me?
Look, Kitty, Doc was just playing.
They're real good, Doc. My headache's all gone. What'd you start to say, Matt?
Nothing, Kitty. Nothing.
"48 hours, Marshal, and you've accomplished nothing. I demand legal action."
You haven't helped things any by lying to me, Jezra.
Lying to you?
You told me you never had an enemy in your life, but 2 or 3 young ladies over at the Long Branch disagree with you.
Dance hall girls.
Maybe so. But I'd sure hate to have them looking at me over a set of gun sights.
Abandoned. Painting their faces. Cavorting in public to the devil's music.
And stay away if you don't like it before you get a bullet in your back.
It wasn't a woman who fired them shots.
A woman wouldn't have to fire him, Jezra. She could get a man to do it for her.
Then why don't you jail them girls if they're plotting to kill me?
I don't have any proof of anybody plotting anything.
You're in league with the adversary, Marshal. You're aiding and abetting the forces of evil.
Let me tell you something, Jezra. I'll aid and abet anybody's right to live his own life according to his own lights. As long as he's within the law.
Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, what is it?
Could I see you a minute?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, what's the matter, Chester?
Well, it's Miss Kitty. She wants you over at the Long Branch right away.
Oh, what for?
Well, it seems there's a fellow there that's been drinking real heavy, Mr. Dillon, talking too much.
Oh?
And Miss Kitty heard him say he'd been offered $300 to kill old Jezra.
Free yourself of old-fashioned ideas.
Why don't you live modern? Live modern. Live modern.
Free up. Freshen up your taste.
Smoke an L&M.
Today, all over the country, more people are changing to L&M than to any other cigarette. And it's all because only L&M gives you full, exciting flavor through the pure white miracle tip. L&M draws easier, tastes richer, smokes cleaner. So free up, freshen up your taste, live modern, change to L&M.
Make today your big red letter day and start to live the modern way. Live modern. Smoke an L&M.
It's America's fastest growing cigarette.
This way, Matt.
Right, Kitty. Come on, Chester.
Yes, sir.
He's playing poker over here with a house dealer and a couple of cowboys.
You been in here before?
Yeah, just during the last week. He's a drifter, I guess. Goes by the name of Puggy Rado. There. That's him, Matt, on the far side of the table.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he looks like a saddle bum.
And he was making out real braggy for a while. Fastest gun in Texas, that kind of talk. But I guess he knew he'd gone too far when he said that about Jezra Cobb. He shut up tight right after.
All right, Kitty, I'll try to get him away from that table.
Wait, Matt. I think he's coming over here.
Yeah.
Reckon you're the marshal, ain't you?
That's right, yeah.
And I reckon she heard what I said, sent for you. That's just what I figured she was doing.
Let go of me!
Hold it, Marshal. Oh. You make one move toward that gun, and I'll put a bullet right in her back.
You got your hands off me!
Take it easy, Kitty.
You tell her, Marshal. Tell her me and her is leaving now. And if anybody lays a hand on a gun, there's going to be a pretty corpse on the floor.
Told you to let go! Take it, Matt!
Drop the gun, Rado!
Not a chance.
You all right, Kitty?
I'm all right. Thanks, Matt.
Well, I had to kill him now. There was no time for anything else.
Marshal, was that the man?
Yeah, it looks that way, Jezra. He was claiming somebody had offered him $300 to kill you.
Why, that's the fellow who...
Who what, Jezra?
Why, he stopped in at my place last week begging a handout. Did you say $300?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I got to be getting on home, Marshal. Got stock to tend to. Got a lot of things to tend to.
Well, forevermore, what come over him so sudden?
I don't know, Chester. But I think I can guess. Come on, Chester.
Yes, sir. Come.
Kind of quiet, Mr. Dillon. Maybe Jezra ain't home yet.
There's a light on in the house.
That's a real proud barn yonder to be with such a poor-built house, ain't it?
Yeah, it sure is. Good evening, Miss Cobb.
I do, Marshal. Chester.
Miss Cobb.
Your husband get home yet, Miss Cobb?
He's out there in the barn. Won't you come in and set a spell?
Yes, we will, thank you. As a matter of fact, Miss Cobb, you're the one we rode out here to see.
That's right kind of you, Marshal. Now, you two sit you down there at the table. Just this minute took a wild plum pie out of the oven.
Well, no, thank you, Miss Cobb.
Well,
I don't often get to feed callers. You ain't gonna deprive me of the chance.
Maybe we could just taste it a little dab, Mr. Dillon.
All right, Chester. I always had the impression that you were opposed to visitors, Miss Cobb.
Oh, I love to have folks come. Jezra ain't never been one to encourage it.
Oh, I see.
The righteous must turn their faces from the world, for the world is the cradle of sin. That's what Jezra always said. There you are, piping hot.
My gracious, that smells good.
Well, eat hearty. There's plenty more, and it'll just go to waste. Jezra's never cared too much for plum pie.
Miss Cobb, how long have you and Jezra been married?
27 years, Marshal. 27 years.
Uh-huh. And over those years, Miss Cobb, how many times did he beat you?
Hundreds of times. For my transgressions, he told me. He used to read me from the good book that a husband's got a right to do that. I ain't never learned to read myself. But last month I asked Reverend Blouse, and he said there weren't nothing like that in the good book.
Well, maybe Jezra's got his own version.
He lied to me, that's what he done. And if he'd lie about that, then, well, I reckon you know, don't you, Marshal?
Yes, ma'am. About you offering money to that drifter who rode through here last week? That you hired him to kill Jezra? Yes, ma'am, I guessed it.
Jezra did, too.
Well, I figured he did the way he acted in town.
He come home and told me about you having to shoot the man. Then he asked me for our savings, and I got it for him. He sat down here and counted it. And when he seen it was the same as that fella had been talking about, $300, then he knowed for sure.
What did he say?
Oh, nothing much. He just sat here a while, smiling at me kinda in that cold way of his. His glory smile, I always called it. And then he got up and went out to the barn. And, of course, I knowed what he was going for.
What do you mean?
He was aiming to fetch a hickory stave. He always keeps some out there to mend fences.
I declare, Mr. Dillon, a man like that ought to be, well...
I think, ma'am, maybe I better go have a little talk with Jezra.
Won't be no use, Marshal. Just won't be no use.
I think it will, ma'am.
Listen to me, Marshal. You're wasting your time. I'm trying to tell you. When he went to fetch that stave, I knowed what he was aiming to do. And I followed him out to the barn.
Yes?
I stood real close, Marshal, so I wouldn't miss. And I pulled the trigger 4 times. I put the gun there in the cupboard. I figured you'd be wanting it. Jezra ain't never gonna beat me no more. You sit right back down there and finish your pie.
In a moment, our star, William Conrad. If your daily routine never varies, chances are you're heading for a great big case of monotony. Everybody needs a break once in a while, and sometimes a vacation just once or twice a year isn't enough. But a break once a week would more than fill the bill. What could you do with that leisure time? Here's the answer to that. You can vary your routine with a fascinating and vital pursuit, spotting planes for America's Ground Observer Corps. It's exciting. It's interesting, and just 2 hours a week of your spare time is all that's needed to keep up the 24-hour schedule of the GOC. Men and women from teenage up can help the Air Corps cover the blind spots in our radar system by volunteering for the Ground Observer Corps, a civilian component of the Air Defense Command. You'll be trained and supervised by officers and airmen of the Air Defense Command to spot planes in your area. Find out from your local civilian defense office how you can be a civilian ground observer. This has been a public service message by CBS Radio. And now, William Conrad.
You know, when a bad man riding a good horse came into Dodge looking for trouble, well, likely as not he got a bullet hole placed in him. And the horse went to the man who did it. And that was the West.
Gunsmoke. Produced and directed by Norman MacDonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. The script was specially written for Gunsmoke by Les Crutchfield, with editorial supervision by John Meston. The music was composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Sound patterns by Ray Kemper and Bill James. Featured in the cast were Virginia Gregg, Ralph Moody, Don Diamond, and John Daner. Parley Bear is Chester, Howard McNear is Doc, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty. Join us again next week for another specially transcribed story on Gunsmoke.
With the roundup of Gunsmoke there, That wraps up our look at October 21st, 1956, that Sunday, 68 years ago. Coming up tomorrow on the program, Crime with Nick Carter, Master Detective, and the Murder on Mad Mountain. Gangbusters in the Case of the Elusive Leader. The Lineup, starring Bill Johnstone in the Green Cap Case. An episode of Escape, The Time Machine, starring John Daner. And we'll wrap it up with another episode of Superman. I normally don't do it this late, but we're going to do a little bit of the mailbag. That'll be coming up next.
This is Groucho Marx. A few days ago, I was talking with the Director of Civil Defense, and he told me some things that I feel everyone should know. That's why I'm speaking to you now. Did you know, for example, that your chances of surviving an atom bomb attack are excellent? It's true, but there's a big if. You must do everything possible now to help yourself and your family. Nobody else will help you. Listen, because this is important. Keep a complete first aid kit handy. Keep a closed container of drinking water in your refrigerator, enough for 3 days. Be sure you have a good fire extinguisher. Take a look around your house right now and pick out the safest spot, away from windows and doors. Make sure that every member of your family understands he is to rush to that safe spot when there's danger. I'm convinced that these precautions are necessary right now, and I hope I can convince you. They're important to your family, yourself, and your community.
Honeywell contacting us through X, talking about a couple of our shows. We were mentioning Louis Nye, and he says, "Hi, host Steve Areno. He was great on so many things, but especially as Sonny Drysdale in the Beverly Hillbillies. If you haven't heard him audition on one of Steve Allen's funny phone calls, you must. He was just a delight." Also, we mentioned Ed Garria. He talked about a friend of his, Ed Garria, not related to Tony. That was a question I asked when we first met. Ed Garria wrote as the Phantom of the Ring for Wrestling Perspective magazine, among others. In addition to wrestling, he was a lover of old movies and old-time radio, and he had an encyclopedic knowledge of Fred Allen and WOR's Gene Shepard. He is missed. It's just a delight to hear so many of these great things. And Fred Allen and Charlie McCarthy, he mentioned those as well. That was a really, really good thing. And he also shares a lot of our stuff over on X. And folks, if you can share our programs, it really does make a big difference in people just seeing us and hearing about us, because it's amazing how many people don't even know we're out here. And your help in publicizing us, that makes a big difference. Okay, let's dig over to some of these comments here, and let's head upwards of this. Talking about Mr. Gribble's nose and such. One of the things that I like most about the Chase and Sanborn Hour is Nelson Eddy singing. We don't have any baritones in popular music anymore. And that's true. We've got a lot of tenors and very few basses. The big, deep stuff. We don't have much of that either. Alan, thank you for saying we were an integral part of your day. We appreciate that. Somebody else questioning, why are we not getting thumbs up more on our stuff on YouTube? And that's about it. Oh, and the W.C. Fields, the day I took a drink of water, I'm glad some of you appreciated that, because that was something that it really set Fields apart from the rest. Also, another comment about the news that we do, putting everything in context. Chris, I'm doing okay. I probably need to reply to Chris. He was asking how we're doing. I'm doing okay. Singing along with the theme of Mr. Ed, a favorite show. Yeah. Glad to hear Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy on radio. The Marriage, it was a superb intro of the show. Also, I can think that no other show that could mention Rutherford B. Hayes, Jerry Mathers, and 50 Shades of Grey within a few minutes. We try our things. And in one of the Freeburg shows, we had June Foray in. And he said, many thanks. There's no finer voice of an old battle axe than June Foray. Apologies to Verna Felton. Both were good, and both did great work. October 27th, a lot happening on these days in history. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. And the day that we were talking about when they moved the Dodgers from Brooklyn to L.A., one of our listeners points out an old Brooklyn joke. You're stuck in a room with Hitler, Stalin, and Walter O'Malley, who was the owner of the Dodgers. You have a gun with 2 bullets. What do? Answer, you shoot O'Malley twice. Thank you all so much for your many comments, and I'm glad to thank you all for them here at classicradio.stream. You can find our social media links there, our Twitter and our Facebook feeds, and leave us messages. We'll be more than happy to hear them, and we will deal with them as well. Okay, now on Classic Radio Theater, in just a moment, we will take you to Uncle Milty, Milton Berle, and a salute to health.
Listen and learn through civil defense. This is Johnny Cash. I'd like all of you to remember that America can withstand enemy attack if we support the emergency plans of our community and learn to help ourselves. Make sure you're prepared. Contact your local civil defense office today.
Thank you, Johnny. Now an episode of the Milton Berle Show on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. This goes back 77 years to October 21st, 1947, and this is a salute to good health.
Make no mistake. Of all leading cigarettes, one and only one is recognized by eminent nose and throat specialists as definitely less irritating. That one cigarette is Philip Morris. Johnny presents The Milton Berle Show. Here comes Johnny, ladies and gentlemen, to remind you, if every smoker knew what Philip Morris smokers know, they'd all change to Philip Morris. Yes, they'd all. From Radio City in New York, here is the Milton Berle Show, with Bert Telton, Jack Albertson, Mary Shipp, Billy Sands, Johnny Gibson, Charlie Irving, our singing star Dick Forney, the music of Ray Block and his orchestra, and yours truly, Frank Gallup. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the season when doctors warn us to safeguard our health. In dedicating our program to strength and good health, we bring you a comedian who is known for his strong jokes.
That's right.
And like a rare old cheese, they're getting stronger and stronger. And here he is, Milton Berle.
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Gallup, my jokes are like rare old cheese. Well, maybe it's because one of my writers comes from Roquefort, Illinois. Mr. Gallup, I don't need radio that badly that I have to take insults. I can always go to Hollywood. There's plenty of room there now. Everybody from Hollywood is in Washington. The Red investigation's got me worried. Just this afternoon, they caught me in the automat eating a sandwich with Russian dressing. But I digress. Where were we, Mr. Gallup?
I had just commented on the pungent aroma of your jokes.
Mr. Gallup, please. No, you have gone too far, sir. Any comedian who would go on with a show after an introduction like that is nothing but a spineless jellyfish, a sniveling weasel, a man so desperate to hang on to his job that he has lost all pride and dignity. Well, let's get on with the show. Shall we?
Very well, weasel.
Weasel, Mr. Gallup. I'd make you eat that word if it wasn't Meatless Tuesday. If it wasn't Meatless Tuesday. This looks like Eggless Thursday, though, I think. But really, Mr. Gallup, why are we talking about insignificant trifle like jokes when New York just came through a terrible crisis? Panic swept the city. It was the worst scare New York has had in its history.
What happened?
What happened? Last Saturday, they canceled the races at the Jamaica track. It was terrible. People didn't know what to do with their money. It was piling up on the street, blocking traffic. In Central Park, bums were spreading it out and sleeping on it. It was terrible.
Why were the races canceled?
Why? There was a strike. The grooms walked out.
The grooms walked out?
Yes.
What a blow for Princess Elizabeth.
No, Mr. Gallup, you don't understand. These grooms tend horses. Imagine the grooms walked out and left the horses standing at the halter. Standing at the halter. Oh, Burl. How can one man be so funny and still have to worry about his option? But let us get on. You want to say something, Mr. Gallup?
Yes. What a blow for Princess Elizabeth.
Mr. Gallup, you said that.
It's the only joke I have tonight. I'm making the most of it.
Yes, and you have rather been very quiet tonight.
A better word is non-existent.
Well, that's the way programs work out, Mr. Gallup. One week, I have all the jokes, and you say nothing.
And the next week, I say nothing, and you have all the jokes.
But this week was different.
Yes, you told all the jokes, and you still said nothing. Oh, my word, that was a corking good rejoinder.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, that was jazzy, wasn't it? All right, Mr. Gallup, let us get on with our subject. Will you do that? Ladies and gentlemen...
Just give me the funny lines. I'll get the yacht.
All right, Mr. Gallup, please. You'll get your chance. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we salute...
How can I get a word in with that big mouth of yours flapping all the time?
Mr. Gallup, please. We have a program to do. Ladies and gentlemen...
Ladies and gentlemen, talk all night long.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, calm down, will you please? Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. You're next. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Yattity.
Mr. Gallup! I've never seen you like this. You're so animated tonight. Your eyelids are up. Now, look, Mr. Gallup, if you have something to say, say it.
Very well.
All right.
What a blow for Princess Elizabeth.
Thank you. Are you through, Mr. Gallup?
Yes.
Sounded like it. And now, let us go on with our tribute to good health. Good health. Good health. If I were to ask any one of you listeners which you would choose, the health, the fame, or the wealth of the world, I know what you'd say. The health. The health, you say. So do I. So let us salute the man who preserves our health, the American doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very privileged to have as our guest tonight one of America's best-known doctors. You hear him on his own radio program each day. Here he is, in person, young Dr. Malone. Thank you, Gosh, the real Dr. Malone on my program. Actually, Dr. Malone, we're all well on this program. The only thing that needs doctoring is the script. You know, jokes here, jokes.
Dr. Malone, whatever brings you on this alleged comedy program?
Well, Mr. Gallup, every comedy program kids doctors. I'm here to present the doctor side of the story and some of the patients that he has to contend with.
Patients?
Yes. For example, there's the hypochondriac. Now, he gives the doctor no clues. Doesn't know what's wrong with him. Like my patient, Milton Berle. This is what he sounds like. Ah, Mr. Burr. What is it today?
Dr. Malone, I have a terrible pain in my... Every time I lift my... Mostly at night. Tell me, Dr. Malone, tell me, will I pull through?
Mr. Burle, if you'll only tell me where it pains you.
I don't know, Doctor. I wake up in the morning and... I get it right in the middle of... Tell me, Doctor, will you have to operate? Will you have to take it out?
Mr. Burle, I can't help you unless I know where it hurts you. Here, let me feel your knee.
Ow, ow, ow! My knee! My knee!
Oh, the pain is in your knee.
No. No, my knee feels fine. It's when I raise my head, my neck... Yeah. My neck...
Oh, your neck? Well,
yeah.
Here, I'll just lay my finger on it. There.
Ow! My neck! It's broken, my neck.
Oh, so the pain is in your neck?
No. No, my neck feels fine, but my back. Yeah. My back.
Wait, Mr. Burl. You've been coming to my office every day for 15 years.
Well, there's a reason. There's a reason, Doctor. There's a reason. I'm a sick man, Doctor.
Mr. Burl, I'm afraid I'll have to tell you the truth.
Tell me.
Mr. Burl, you haven't very long to live.
How long have I got?
About 1 minute.
1 minute. Doctor, put down that gun.
Next. And then, Mr. Gallup, there's the patient who knows too much about medicine. He reads all the medical magazines, bulletins, books. He sounds something like this. Oh, Mr. Burl, what can I do for you today?
Dr. Malone, I woke up this morning with a slight traumatic inflammation between my pituitary and my pancreatic gland.
Well, all you have to do is...
I already did. I injected 30 cc's of hypochlorite sulfothiazole using the Schlager-Kadoffel-Jessel system.
Of course.
Yes.
But, Mr. Burl, that will only...
It did, Doctor, it did. It brought on a large nucleus swelling of the left epiglottic canal, which I immediately diagnosed as Schmalman's disease.
You know, Mr. Burl, only the other day I had the same swelling.
You did? You better let me look at it.
What is it, Mr. Burl?
Don't worry, Dr. Malone. I'll have you on your feet in no time. That will be all, Doctor.
How much will that be, Mr. Burl?
$2.
Here.
Thank you. Next. Thank you. Young Dr. Malone, drop in again. You know, Mr. Gallup, the thought of good, robust health takes us back to our young, romantic days. When you so carefully watched over the health of that one and only girl as you sang, button up your overcoat. When the wind is free, ha-ha! Take good care of yourself. You belong to me. That's what you do. Golden memories of Cynthia. Cynthia, how you used to look after me. Remember, you used to keep telling me to button up my overcoat, and I had to. I had nothing on underneath. Eat an apple every day. Yes, Cynthia. You used to have an apple in your mouth all day long while you were lying on that platter in Lindy's window. While you were lying on that platter in Lindy's window. We'll lay that egg on that platter in Lindy's window. What a constitution. What a constitution you had, Cynthia. You could eat anything. You had a cast iron stomach. I didn't believe it until that day I saw them scrubbing it with Brillo. Delicate, fragile Cynthia, 6'4", 270 pounds. You were a model. You used to pose on that pedestal in that studio, and all around you were men making Mack trucks. My mother's voice is getting younger down here. What a picture of health you were, Cynthia. Your beautiful hair. Remember how you used to touch it up? You used to touch it up with a little paste so it would stay on your head. But your teeth. You had a beautiful set of teeth. They should have been perfect. You shopped around long enough for them. You shopped around long enough for them. Oh, I'll be back at the Roxy next week, I think. But I'll never forget the time that you got sick and I made a mistake and I made you drink that bottle of horse medicine. No, Cynthia, it didn't make you well, but ever since then you could run the mile in 1:36 flat. So until the Kentucky Derby, when I'll put $2 on your nose, take a good care of yourself. You belong to me.
Chicago, New Orleans, Minneapolis, San Francisco, Philadelphia. From all over the country, there's news, big news. Listen.
From section after section, eminent nose and throat specialists report that the cigarette they suggest in cases of irritation due to smoking is Philip Morris.
Yes, these top-ranking nose and throat specialists actually suggest Philip Morris because they know Philip Morris is the one, the only leading cigarette proved definitely less irritating.
Remember, the cigarette that gives you the least irritation is the cigarette that gives you the most enjoyment. After all, it's pleasure, deep, rich pleasure that counts in smoking. And the full measure of smoking pleasure is yours to enjoy day in, day out in Philip Morris. That's why we say, if every smoker knew what Philip Morris smokers know, they'd all change to Philip Morris, America's finest cigarette.
Rise and Shine, played by Ray Bloch and the Philip Morris Orchestra. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce that Ray Bloch has made many wonderful recordings for Signature Records. But after December 31st, goodbye, Sam. Yes, Petrillo is taking away all the records, but he's giving them the needles. You get the point? And now, as that wasn't in this. But now, as we continue our salute to health, we present...
Health Forum tonight. Health Forum tonight. The question: if you have too many red corpuscles, will Washington investigate you?
Thank you, Mr. Gallup. And now let's have some questions from the floor. Let's start with the short gentleman here, chinning himself on the man in front of him. Yes, sir?
Mr. Burle, I am happy to say that men with your physical condition fill me with confidence in the future.
Well, thank you. You're a health expert?
No, I'm an undertaker.
Thank you. I'm afraid I don't dig you. Well, let us go on. All right, this young man here with his hands in the beaver muff. Young man, what is your name, please?
My name is Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi?
Yeah. Don't confuse me with the one from India.
Oh, I won't.
He wears a bed sheet.
I know.
I wear a hostess gown.
Good.
Everybody in my neighborhood thinks I have a goat in my apartment.
And do you have a goat in your apartment?
No, it's just me.
All right, Mahatma, you have a question concerning health?
No, if I had a question about health, I wouldn't come to you.
Well, we're trying...
If it's about health, I go to a doctor, not you.
I know, but...
You can't make people well. You can only make them sick.
But
what are you, some kind of faker or something?
No, I only...
Before I'd let you touch me, I'd let Dr. Pepper operate on me.
No, but I'm not...
Before I would let you give me medicine, I would take poison.
Look, I don't...
Kill me. Go ahead. Kill me. You just want my body.
Look, young...
Shut up, you butcher.
No, please. Let's have it quiet here. No noise, only laughs. Let's hear from the fairer sex. This young lady in the aisle cooling the jellied calf's foot. Your name, madam?
Tallulah Feeney. I'm a homemaker.
I see. Quite a lot of homemakers in our audience today. You have a question that has to do with health?
Yeah, how can I stop my husband from always exercising? He's sure getting to be a muscle-bound jerk.
Your husband exercises?
He's even taken boxing lessons to lose a few pounds. The first lesson, he lost 4.
4 pounds?
4 teeth.
His front teeth?
Yeah, his mouth looks like the entrance to a subway.
No kidding.
From all that boxing, you should see them cauliflower ears.
His ears are bad?
Every time he goes into a vegetarian restaurant, he gets bit.
Oh, no wonder.
Just from breathing exercises, he already got 2 big muscles. It's amazing.
What's amazing about having 2 big muscles?
In his nose?
Oh, that's different.
What a nut. Every day he puts on shorts and runs around Central Park. Every night I gotta go out looking for him.
Your husband gets lost in the park?
Nah, the squirrels keep hiding him.
Oh, I get it.
Every Sunday morning, he goes skating. He belongs to the Upper White Plains Businessmen's Roller Skating and Pinochle Club.
Skating is good. That should put muscles on him.
He's always flopping. Where he's getting muscles, they don't do him no good.
Your husband falls down a lot?
Yeah, but the way he's built, when he falls, he ain't got far to go.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Feeney. Thank you. Thank you. And now, as a fitting climax to our forum tonight, we have with us tonight none other than that world-famous disciple of rugged strength and muscular power, 4 times winner of the Mr. America Perfect Body Competition, Fenton Hercules Featherfield. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Featherfield.
Thank you, Mr. Burle. Thank you. I welcome this golden opportunity to thank the many muscle lovers who have sent in for my picture showing my muscles all over the United States and certain sections of Canada.
What? Tell us, Mr. Featherfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Burle. You mind if I sit down?
No.
I'm pooped.
I see. You're tired?
On the way here, I picked a pair of dice off the sidewalk.
But, Mr. Featherfield, dice aren't heavy.
These were loaded. I think I strained myself.
Oh, you did? Well, Mr. Featherfield, I remember those glorious pictures of you as Mr. America, bulging muscles, rugged strength. What happened? You're a wreck.
Mr. Burle, it's the evil of drink.
Shame on you. Shame on you, Mr. Featherfield. Ruining that wonderful body of yours by being drunk.
Oh, I was only drunk once in my life.
Only once? And it made you a wreck?
Yeah. While I was drunk, I got married.
You mean your home life is unhappy?
Mr. Burle, my home is like a little nest. And my wife is like a mother hen.
She is, eh?
Yeah. She's been sitting on me for 15 years.
Well, before you go, Mr. Featherfield, can you give the young men of the country some advice on good health?
I'd be glad.
Do that, will you?
Young men, if you wish to remain healthy, if you wish to keep strong, happy, and vibrant, just keep doing this simple exercise. Holding the head up, you shake it vigorously from left to right and right to left.
And when should they do this?
Whenever they hear the words, "Do you take this woman to be your wife?"
Thank you very much, Mr. Featherfield. And now here's Dick Farney to sing Naughty Angeline.
Too many rings on your fingers, naughty Angeline. You laugh at romance that lingers, naughty Angeline. You take her heart, then you break it just for fun. Someday you'll break one too many, yours may be the one. Everyone kisses a flower filled with sweet perfume. Nobody kisses a flower when it's lost its bloom. So come to my arms, mischief-making baby, settle down and just be mine. 'Cause deep in your heart, you're a good little girl, naughty Angeline. So come to my arms, mischief-making baby, settle down and just be mine. 'Cause deep in your heart, you're a good little girl, naughty Angeline.
Dick Farney, wonderful. To be young and healthy like that. Mr. Gallup.
I know, Burl. We're discussing health, so I'm sure you have a boring experience to unload on us.
Mr. Gallup, I would resent that if it wasn't for the fact that I have an experience to relate, and it is boring. You see, we haven't discussed home remedies yet. So listen to what happened to me. Mr. Gallup, about a year ago, the theatrical organization that I belong to, the Friars Club, elected me their president. Well, the night that I was to take office, I was having dinner at home with my wife, and I was trying to remember my speech. Fellow members, brothers of Buskin, pals of audible days, friends of the... No, that's too long. I'll have to cut it down.
Just say bums.
No, dear. These men who have elected me, they've elected me their president.
Then say morons.
It's very funny. It's very funny. Gee, it's late. I better run. I don't want to miss the opening ceremony. Bert Lara's singing Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho. That I must hear. I'm going. Where's my hat?
Over in the corner.
I'll get it. Oh, brother, just once I'd like to see our dog have puppies and something else. Shh, get out, out. Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye, Milton.
I'll be home late, so don't... Ooh, was that me?
Milton, you see you had the hiccups from eating too fast. I'll get you some water.
No, dear. I'm in a hurry. Oh, no. Oh, no. I know that corny knock. That's Sam Harrison. If he sees me with hiccups, I'm through. He thinks he's one of the Mayo brothers, the one in the middle. All right, come in.
Howdy doodly doo. Hi, Milty.
Dear, Sam Harrison and his wife Martha are here. Hello, Sam. Hello, Martha.
I heard they made you president of the Friars Club, so I said to Martha, let's go over and congratulate Milty right away before he's impeached. Isn't that what I said, Martha?
Yes.
Well, thanks, but I'm in a hurry to get... Oh, no.
Hiccups, let me at 'em.
No, wait a minute, Sam.
I'll handle this, Milton. First, we'll try holding your breath.
Hold my breath. I can't, Sam.
We'll help you. Grab his tie, Martha.
Let go.
Now, pull it tight. Tighter. Now, let's all count up to 100. 1. 2. Say, Martha.
Yes?
Isn't Milton's face getting purple?
Yes.
Let go of his tie, Martha.
Milton, say something.
Oh, we'll try again.
Sam, please. The boys
Quiet,
are waiting.
Milton, we've got to give you a big shock, a good scare. Martha, did you bring along that picture of your sister?
Yes.
Oh, not that. Not the one in the bathing suit.
Now, just leave it to me, Milton. 2 weeks ago, Martha had hiccups, and I cured them just like that. Didn't I, Martha?
Yes.
No, Sam. But where are you dragging me?
To the bathroom. What you need is a shock, Milton. Now, here we are. Now, put your head under the shower.
No, Sam, no.
Okay, Martha, will you turn the handle that says hot?
Yes.
Sam, please. Ow! Too hot. Ooh, stop.
Okay, Martha.
Oh, my face, it's boiled.
And now the cold water, Martha.
No. There. Turn it off.
That's all. There you are, Milty.
Hey, it worked. No more hiccups.
Just leave it to good old Sam every time. I would have kicked off 100 times if I hadn't cured myself. Isn't that right, Martha?
Yes.
Gosh, I'm a half hour late. Give me my hat.
Milton, dry your hair.
I haven't time, darling. So long, folks. Thanks for
Oh, you caught cold.
Cold? Let me at it.
Cold? Look, Sam, I'm okay. You see, I'm fine. Now I'll just Sam, let go of my neck.
Bring everything out of the icebox. Feed a cold and starve a fever.
Sam, let me go.
Fry some pork chops, potatoes, succotash.
I just ate.
Pot roast.
Sam.
Rice pudding, sauerkraut.
Sam.
Here's some liverwurst, Sam.
Don't bother slicing it. Open your mouth, Milton.
Sam.
Now the potato salad.
Sam.
Pickled herring.
Sam.
Lamb chops.
Look, his face is green.
Indigestion. Let me at it.
You may come in and see your husband, Mrs. Burrow.
Oh, doctor, is he going to...
No, we've pulled him through. We pumped him out as best we could. We may have to operate later for the pork chop bones.
Where is he?
He's in this oxygen tent here. Speak through this hole in the top.
Thank you. Milton?
Hello, dear. Oh, it's you.
Yes. Are you comfortable in there, Milton?
I'm comfortable in here. Are you comfortable, Sam?
I'm comfortable. Are you, Martha?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll be back in just a moment. In the meantime...
Remember this. You're twice as sure of twice the pleasure when you smoke Philip Morris. And here's why.
First, you enjoy the pleasure of smoking the world's finest premium tobaccos, mellow and mild and superbly blended. And second, you enjoy the extra pleasure of smoking the one, the only leading cigarette recognized by eminent nose and throat specialists as definitely less irritating.
Yes, you're twice as sure of twice the pleasure when you smoke Philip Morris. So next time you call for cigarettes, call for Philip Morris, made in America by Americans to please American tastes.
Thank you very much. Well, that about winds up the merrymaking for tonight. Well, Mr. Gallup, isn't there something you'd like to say?
Yes. What a blow for Princess Elizabeth.
Thank you. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
This is Johnny again, returning now to the thousands of store windows and counters all over America. Look for me. I'll be waiting for you. Come in and call for Philip Morris. Call for Philip Morris.
Yes, if every smoker knew what Philip Morris smokers know, they'd all change to Philip Morris, America's finest cigarette. And now, goodbye, Johnny. See you next Tuesday, same time, same station, when Philip Morris will again present the Milton Berle Show. Until then...
Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's it, 5. Pipe smokers, try Revelation pipe tobacco, a smooth blend of 5 tobaccos. Yes, relax, take 5, take Revelation, a fine pipe tobacco. The Milton Berle Show is written by Nat Hiken and Aaron Rubin. This is Frank Gallup saying goodnight for Philip Morris.
Oh, my goodness. 77 years ago, October 21st, 1947, and the Milton Berle Show. Coming up next... The Bird's Eye Open House, starring Dinah Shore with Harry Zell and their guest, Phil Harris.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Joni James. After nuclear attack, radioactive fallout will be a potential threat to every living thing. You can't hear, or smell, or taste fallout. Often you can't see it, so you must take shelter and stay there until told it's safe to leave.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we go a long ways back here. We're going back to October 21st, 1943, 81 years ago, for an episode of The Bird's Eye Open House starring Dinah Shore.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Bird's Eye Frosted Foods. Bird's Eye Frosted Foods present the Dinah Shore program with Cornelio de Skinner and Roland Young, Robert Emmett Doland and his orchestra, the Joseph Lilly Singers, our guest, 20th Century Fox's outstanding comedian Phil Silvers, and... Dinah! Is there anyone finer than... Dinah Shore.
Christmas, you can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find
thank you, everybody. This is Dinah, welcoming you to another Thursday evening program for Bird's Eye Frosted Foods. Hey, Harry.
Yes, Dinah.
Harry, while I go over and talk to Joe Lilly about that number we're going to do with the chorus, would you introduce our guest star for this evening, Monty Woolley?
Oh, sure,
Thank
Dinah.
you. I'll be right back.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we...
Harry.
Oh, hello, Bobby. What's on your mind?
Well, the producer of our program just got a telegram from Monty Woolley.
Huh?
And it said that because of his studio schedule, he can't be here. So instead, he's sending over Phil Silvers.
Phil Silvers?
Yes.
That's bad. I can't tell Dinah this. Hey, Bobby, wait a minute. I got an idea.
What?
Listen, who knows what Monty Woolley looks like behind that beard? Nobody.
That's true.
Nobody. I'll bet even Woolley himself has forgotten what he looks like.
Well, what are you getting at?
Well, now, you just watch. Say, Dinah,
Yes, Harry.
I'm going to...
Well, why don't you introduce our guest star, gee whiz?
Well, I'm going to do that,
Oh, okay.
but there's something that I wanted to tell you first.
What is it?
Monty Woolley has shaved off his beard.
His beard?
Yeah.
How could he do such a thing? How could he do it?
Well, he took a... Wait a minute. Here he comes now. You just look for yourself.
Gee, you're right, Harry. He shaved off his beard. How could he do it?
Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Hello, Harry, you boy, you. Hello, Dinah, you girl, you.
How could you do it?
Oh, it was nothing. They told me you needed me, and here I am, raring to go. Just had a big, thick, juicy steak.
How could you do it?
Oh, I forced myself. And now for some laughs.
How could you do it?
Oh, it's nothing. I just put on my red nose and baggy pants, and away we go, laughing and screaming. Laughing. What are you staring at?
How could you do it, a man of your popularity? How could you do it?
How could you do it? How could you do it? What did you have for lunch? Parrots?
You know, all those people loved you just the way you were. How could you do such a thing?
Dinah, what did I do?
With a face like that, how could you shave off your beard?
My beard.
Yes, your beard.
What beard? Will you tell me what this is all about?
Oh, that beautiful beard, that wonderful beard. That gorgeous beard.
Beard, beard, beard. Dinah, will you stop beating around the bush? Oh, that's clever. Why do I say what they write?
Pardon me just a moment. I think maybe I better explain this whole thing after all. Dinah, this is not Monty Woolley. No, this is Phil Silvers.
This isn't Monty Woolley?
No.
Oh, I feel terrible about this.
Well, I feel awful about it, too.
You want to know something? I'm beginning to feel a little disappointed myself.
Oh, now listen, don't you feel too badly about this, Phil. Honestly, we're really glad to have you here.
Yeah, but Monty Woolley,
Well,
it
I
makes
know,
a fellow feel,
but
you know.
you can understand how I feel. I'm just a little disappointed because Monty Woolley promised to take me over to 20th Century Fox and show me through the studios.
Yeah, and of course we knew that only a big star could do that.
Foolish boy. Just happens that I'm a star at that very same studio. The other day I started making a swell picture there called 4 Jills and a Jeep.
4 Jills and a Jeep.
Yes, Dinah, that's the story about those 4 wonderful girls who went overseas to entertain our boys.
Oh. Yeah, well, what part do you play in it?
Oh, you see, I play the part of a sergeant who drives the girls around in the Jeep.
Oh.
You know what a sergeant is? That's
No.
the GI version of a mother-in-law, everybody. Well, here I am making you hysterical with laughter when you really want to go to the studio. So just come along with me. I can fix everything.
Gee, Phil, I'm really excited about watching them make movies at a studio.
Oh, I'm glad you're happy. Oh, Dinah, there's the studio building right over there.
Oh, Harry. Look at all the stars' names up in lights.
Yeah, look at them. Tyrone Power, George Montgomery, Henry Fonda, Gene Tierney, Geraldine Noonan, D.S. Pulley, Sid Breckner, Malachi Kelp, Rufus. See, Phil, where is your name on the thing there?
Keep reading, keep reading.
Oh, I see Phil's name up there in lights. Harry, there it is.
Oh, that's right. Hey, what's that?
Oh, look, Phil, your name just went out.
How do you like that? Every time they put my name between Betty Grable's and Alice Faye's, it blows a fuse. Well, never mind, kids. Come on, Ron, and I'll take you into the studio. Just follow me. Careful now.
Gee, Gee, it's cold and damp down here.
You know something? This is like the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, if we keep on, we might run into Nelson Eddy. And Harry says, baby, like something and something.
Hey, Phil.
Lost my head for a minute. Watch yourself now. Well, here we are in the studio.
I can see that, Phil, but there's one thing I don't understand. Why did we have to come in through that manhole?
Oh, you poor girl. I forgot you have open-toed shoes on,
Phil, after all, you a star coming in through the manhole? Why, I can hardly believe it.
Harry, I can hardly believe it, too. But there it was in my contract. I'm in through the manhole, it says.
Come on, Phil, I'm anxious to meet some of those stars.
Yeah, how about those stars?
Okay. Oh, kids, you're really in luck. There's Betty Grable standing right over there behind that screen.
Wait a minute. How can you tell who's behind the screen? All you can see underneath is a pair of legs.
What else do you need with Betty Grable? Her driver's license? Where have you been, boy?
Look, Phil, two men are walking over toward your dressing room.
Oh, yes, that's Darryl Zanuck and my producer. They probably want to congratulate me on my last picture.
Yeah, well, they've got a funny way of doing it. They're picking up your dressing room. Look, Phil, they're carrying it over to the edge of the cliff. Hey! They'd run it over.
That's a strange way to act, throwing my dressing room over the cliff. Well, they'll have to give me a very good reason for doing a thing like that. Excuse me, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Well, be careful.
Boy, he's mad. Gee.
Oh, is he ever telling them off, Dinah?
Well, here he comes back.
Yeah,
well,
here he comes.
Say, Phil, why did they throw your dressing room over the cliff?
Oh, everything's okay. They gave me a good reason.
Oh, really? What was the reason?
They thought I was in it.
Next week? Phil, you know, working with you this way reminds me, I dreamed last night that I died.
Oh, Harry, why do you say such things?
Well,
why?
I did. But you were in the dream, too, Phil. It was so real. You see, I had just died, and I floated through space until I came to a big gate. And there you were, standing at the entrance, holding your hand out to me.
Of all the inhuman things, Harry Von Zell. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Welcome to Oblivion, Harry.
Is this Oblivion?
Where else would you feel at home? Where else?
Look, just tell me how I get by this gate, please.
You'll have to qualify, dear boy. Qualify. What on earth did you do to get in here?
Don't tell me you haven't heard me on the Dinah Shore program extolling the merits of those marvelous bird's eye fruits and vegetables.
Why do you fight me like this? I only asked you a civil question.
Well, I'm trying to answer.
Oh, please.
You see, bird's eye fruits and vegetables are the finest of high-quality foods. They're specially grown fruits and vegetables, picked at the peak of their sunny goodness. Then immediately after picking, they're sorted, cleaned, prepared, and quick frozen, all within about 4 hours.
Yes, I can see. Hasty, but tasty. That's quick. What did you say?
Quick frozen.
Oh, no, Harry.
Oh, yes, they are. That's the point. Bird's eye quick freezing seals in all that fresh from the farm flavor. The vitamins and minerals captures the goodness of these grand fruits and vegetables right on the spot.
Stop it. Stop it.
But just look at this package of Bird's Eye quick frozen spinach I brought with me. Every leaf tender, clean, and crisp. No sand, no grit. It's all ready to pop out of the package and cook. With no waste, no work for you. A saving of about 20 minutes preparation time. The grandest spinach ever. I'd give it to you, but it's the only package of Bird's Eye quick frozen food I have.
Then in that case, go away. Go away.
Go away? But I'm dead. Where can I go?
Brother, you're in the wrong place. If you don't want that frozen spinach to thaw, take it and go to...
What?
Heaven.
Thank you.
Fooled you, you fool.
When the average girl has a birthday, it takes an FBI man to find out her exact age. But next week, a grand old girl celebrates her 168th birthday. And I'm speaking of the Navy. In our land, where there is no royalty, Navy has been our queen and our mother, caring for all the nation from the day it was born. And as all mothers have suffered, so has Navy suffered. Part of her heart lies buried in the waters of Pearl Harbor, and under every wave that washes the long road to Berlin and Tokyo. And like every mother, Navy goes on giving more than she asks in return. But we know that on Navy Day, her birthday, she won't mind a few little gifts like another war bond, and our resolve to be worthy of the sacrifice she is making for us. So tonight, here's a song in honor of her boys and girls. The very thought of you, and I forget to do the little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a king, and foolish as it may seem to me, everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes in stars. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my the days when the apples are red and the pumpkins are like nuggets of gold lying among the rows of corn shocks that resemble little tent cities. The rain that falls is trying hard to become snow. The nights are sharp and the mornings are crisp with the bluest of autumn skies. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my, how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my, oh my, how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone. Nothing but blue skies from now on. We switch over to New York for our weekly visit with our favorite married couple, William and Mary, played by Cornelia Otis Skinner and Roland Young. It seems that very early this morning, Mary got the idea that the living room would look much better if it were decorated with some autumn leaves. So nothing would do but that William must get up at 6 a.m. and accompany her to the country to gather some. Will's had a pretty rough day of it, and as the scene opens, we find them on a suburban train returning to New York. So let's go see William and Mary.
Mary.
Oh, hello, Will. Where have you been?
I've been for a walk through 7 cars looking for a seat.
Didn't you find any?
Yes, but unfortunately I was too little and too late.
Oh, Willie.
Mary, we still have almost an hour before we get to New York, and my feet are killing me.
Oh, poor Willie.
I wouldn't be poor, Willie, if you just moved that pile of leaves off the seat beside you and let me sit down.
But, darling, these are those heavenly autumn leaves.
And I'll be your heavenly husband if I don't sit down.
Oh, sorry, darling. If there isn't another seat on the train, of course. Only be careful of the leaves. After all the trouble I went to gather them.
Mary, stop worrying about those leaves. Do you realize I've been on my feet for over an hour?
No, you weren't, dear. I saw you perched on the arm of a seat.
Which was infinitely more painful than standing. I have a permanent wave in the wrong place.
Baby, I'm sorry. Come sit down.
On those things, I feel like a mother hen.
No. Just put those branches up there in the rack over your head.
Very well.
Careful, Will. You're crushing that big red leaf. Oh, dearie, you're breaking off those little branches.
Lord, Mary, I don't see how we can't spend one day in the country without you bringing back armfuls of massive vegetation. In autumn, you denuded our forest of branches, and in spring, it's great bushes of lilac.
Oh, you love it. You know you do, William.
Yes, but why can't we spend a day in the country admiring the landscape without having to carry it back with us?
Oh, beautiful colors they are.
There. Well, up there. Now, if I can just rest for a moment.
Of course you can, darling.
Not so sure. I ate too much lunch. I feel like a blowfish.
You know, you look a little like a blowfish.
That's grossly unkind. Have you ever seen a blowfish?
No.
There, you see?
Why don't you close your eyes? Try to get a snooze. I want to finish this detective story.
Strikes me you need a snooze, too.
I can't sleep sitting up. No snooze for me.
No snooze for yous.
Oh. Go to sleep. Oh, Will, look.
What? Where? Look at what?
Oh, never mind, dear. We've passed it now.
Mary, don't ever do a thing like that to me again.
I'm sorry, Will. Go back to sleep, dear.
You think it's safe?
Yes, but I don't know how much time you'll have. My watch says nearly 6.
Is it going?
No.
Then it must be right.
Wish I could sleep sitting up.
Why can't you?
Oh, because the moment I relax, instead of going to sleep, I go to pieces.
What do you mean?
I do. I disintegrate. My spine caves in and my wrist gives way and I fall on the floor.
You don't have to disintegrate if you put your mind to it.
How can I put my mind on anything when I'm trying to lose consciousness?
You can sort of lock your joints, you know. The way a dozing cab horse does.
Are you comparing me to a cab horse?
Of course, son. I just said...
Oh, go on back to sleep. Will, look out.
You said something, dear?
It's all right. I thought one of the branches was going to fall, but it isn't. Sit still. They're all right.
I'm terribly relieved to hear it.
They're caught on the emergency rope.
That may stop the train. Anyone who stops a train for no reason is liable to arrest.
You cannot arrest a branch. Go back to sleep.
Seems to me it would have been a better arrangement if you'd kept the leaves beside you on the seat and put me up in the rack.
What do you think you are, a raccoon?
That's not funny. Now, try once more to dream a most beautiful... Help! Oh, Lord!
Oh, Will, hold still. Don't move. You're spoiling the leaves. I'll get them off. Now, just sit still.
You can me to sit still with my
They're
nose
not hurting you at all. Now, keep quiet. There's the last one. What's the matter?
I'm just sorry Luther Burbank couldn't have met you. He only crossed trees with other trees. You crossed them with your husband. Oh, well, at least I have a whole half hour in which to sleep. Mary, that's right, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's a through train. We're due in New York in
Centerville. Change here for New York. 2 minutes to catch New York train on next track. Change for New York.
Oh, come on, Will. We only have 2 minutes. Hurry.
All right, I'm coming. But you said this was a through train.
Yes, dearie, but the timetable must have been wrong. Come on, Will. Unless we hurry, we'll never find a seat in the other train.
We won't anyhow.
Here we are. You see, there are lots of seats. Sit down, Will, and relax.
Mary, if you say that once more, I think I shall jump out the window.
What?
Well, anyway, Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Will, what is it? Where are you going?
Mary, we forgot your leaves. They're on the other train.
Oh, well, don't worry about that, dear. Sit down. It's all right.
Huh? You don't care?
No, dear. I left them on purpose.
You what?
Yes, Will. I suddenly realized I was being very silly. After all, we have plenty of leaves in our backyard at home, so why bother with any more?
Mary, it's at times like this that I know you're divine.
Oh, Will, darling, really?
Mm-hmm. No mere mortal could be so incredible. To Dinah Shore in Hollywood.
Through the years, every mother with a son has given her boy the best she's got. In tender care, wise advice, and, of course, good home cooking. Now, many of you find your boy in uniform, and you'll be glad to know that when it comes to food, the armed forces are taking up where you left off, giving your boy the best food this country has to offer. I know because, among other fine foods, great quantities of bird's eye frosted foods are being served to the boys in camp. Delicious, farm-fresh vegetables. So rest assured your boy is still getting the best.
You bet he is, Dinah. And that's the reason, ladies and gentlemen, that when you go into your grocery store or delicatessen and ask for a specific bird's eye product, you may not always be able to get it. But when that happens, remember why, and get acquainted with another bird's eye fruit, vegetable, fish, poultry, or meat instead. They're all equally delicious. Just be sure when you look in the Frosted Foods case to make your selection that you choose the package with the name Bird's Eye on it. To make certain of the highest quality in frozen foods, remember, better buy Bird's Eye.
Remember, too, that every bit of food is precious today. A fighting force that keeps our allies and our boys on the march and keeps our home front workers healthy. Don't waste food if you don't want to waste time in finishing the war. I guess most every youngster is the same. When he's little, he thinks that out west the grass is greener, the sunset bigger, and the stars brighter. But he grows up and learns that a cottage in Vermont or an apartment on 52nd Street are no different if the people inside are happy. But still, there's something about the West. I guess maybe it's the fact that the old days linger on in its music. The days of 49, the Overland Trail, boom towns that became ghost towns. The Buffalo Stampede, a pound of gold dust bet on the jump of a frog. Homesteading on the range and the war between sheepmen and cattlemen. Train robberies and gunfights and the sheriff's posse. Yeah, those days are gone. But the West has its own way of keeping the memories alive in songs like this. Never flirt with a gal named Tess down on Texas way. 'Cause if you do, I'm telling you, here's what you'll have to say. Lay that pistol down, babe, lay that pistol down. Pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down.
Say, Dinah, I got the strangest gift, some nylon hose today.
Yeah?
What good are nylon hose to me? I guess I'll throw them away.
No!
Oh, put that pistol down, babe, lay that bing-bang down. Pistol packing mama, put the thing down before it goes off and hurts somebody.
Pappy had some coupons, he didn't have a car. He used the gas in the fireplace, and now he's way up there. Oh, lay that pistol down, babe, lay that pistol down. Pistol
mama. Lay that pistol down. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down. Happy is a warden, he loves his hat of tin, 'cause them old pesky woodpeckers can never chisel in. Lay that pistol down, babe, lay that pistol down. Pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down. Lay that pistol down, babe. Lay that pistol down. Pistol packing mama, lay that pistol down. It isn't loaded.
Lay that pistol down, oh, you bird's eye.
Lay that pistol down.
Thanks, Robert M. Dolan and the Joseph Lilly Singers. And thanks to you folks for giving us a tumble tonight. By the way, what are you doing next Thursday night? It's just a suggestion, but if you aren't busy, drop in, 'cause we'll be looking for you. Good night, everybody.
Cornelio Otis Skinner, Roland Young, Robert Emmett Dolan's orchestra, and the Joseph Lilly Singers will be brought to you again next Thursday by Birdseye Frosted Foods. Our guest will be RKO's brilliant new comedian, Wally Brown. This is Harry Von Zell saying, better buy Birdseye. Goodbye until next week.
Harry, do women always have the last word?
Well, when there's an argument, Dinah, yes. But there's no argument here, is there, Dinah?
No, Harry, there isn't.
So, I get the last word, don't I, Dinah?
Yes, Harry.
Okay. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
81 years ago, right in the middle of World War II, October 21st, 1943, the Birdseye Open House starring Dinah Shore here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, let's see what's going on with David and Claudia.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Pat Boone. In case of enemy attack, you must know your warning signals. A steady blast of 3 to 5 minutes means tune your radio dial to 640 or 1240. A 3-minute wavering tone or a series of short blasts, take cover immediately.
Crime and drama tomorrow on the show. Nick Carter, Master Detective, starring Lon Clark. An episode of Gangbusters. We'll also have the lineup starring Bill Johnstone. An episode of Escape. John Daner stars in that classic The Time Machine from H.G. Wells. And an episode of Superman and the Crooked Oil Association. But right now, let's have something sweet. Let's go down to the farm and see what's going on with David and Claudia.
Your Coca-Cola bottler presents Claudia, based on the famous play and novels by Rose Franken. Brought to you transcribed Monday through Friday by your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. Relax, and while you're listening, refresh yourself. Have a Coke. And now, Claudia.
David? David? David, what do other people do on evenings like this?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, whatever you ask me.
I didn't ask you any question that could be answered with a yes.
Then, no.
I didn't ask you a question that could be answered with a no, either.
Well, what did you ask me?
Don't you ever listen to what I say?
Oh, only when you say something important.
Well, how can you tell if it's something important if you don't listen to what I say first?
I can tell.
How?
Oh, by the tone of your voice.
Oh.
Oh,
Don't you want to know what I asked you?
not particularly.
That's a nice thing for a husband to say to his wife. What 1 year of marriage will do. You can take your nose out of that drawing board for 1 minute. It won't hurt you.
It's only been in it for 1 minute.
All right, forget it. See if I care.
All right. What is it, darling?
What is what?
What is it you said?
Nothing important.
Well, I know that. Just tell me what you said and get it over with.
I just said that I wondered what other people did on an evening like this.
What other people?
Any other people.
Oh.
The world is full of other people. What do you suppose they're doing?
People here in Eastbrook, or people in South America, or people in Africa, or the North Pole.
You make it so complicated.
I'm trying to simplify it.
Why I love you, I will never know. Except that I do. Say, what do you suppose they are doing?
All depends. Some people might be still having dinner. Others might be just going to bed.
We've had dinner. Let's go to bed.
It's too early. Besides, I'm busy. I'm working, or trying to.
I wonder if any other people are busy over there at drawing boards.
Maybe other people who are architects are.
I bet not. I bet no other man sits around in the evening ignoring his wife as if she were a piece of furniture.
Now, look here, piece of furniture. You were the one that suggested that I get some work done so that tomorrow morning we could get busy on buying a cow.
Did I suggest that?
You did indeed. I said to myself at the time, what a really intelligent woman I married.
Well, you did. That's exactly what I am.
So do you mind if I get back to work, just to oblige you, of course?
No, I don't mind.
Good.
At least, I shouldn't mind, so go back to your work, darling.
Thank you.
You want an ashtray before you settle down?
Yes.
This time it worked.
What work?
You didn't listen to what I asked you, and it just so happened it was the right answer.
Well, you better see that it just so happens you ask me the right questions from now on.
Will do. Now, David, don't you bother with me. You just get back to your work.
I won't.
I will entertain myself. After all, I wasn't married all my life. I used to know how to spend my evenings alone.
Now, don't tell me that you ever sat alone without a date, Mrs. Knott.
Yes, often.
You did.
Now, get back to work, David. I know. Let's see. Yes, I know exactly what I'm going to do, so don't worry about me.
Well, aren't you going to even tell me first?
Certainly, if you're interested. I'm going to play solitaire.
Solitaire?
Certainly solitaire. Solitaire means a game to play alone. Well, that's perfect. That's me.
I didn't know you played cards.
I don't. I just play solitaire.
Which kind do you play?
Oh, well, I play the kind that's 7 cards across with the little piles of cards underneath turned under.
Oh, that kind.
Is there any other kind?
There are lots of other kinds.
Well, I don't know any of them. I just know the kind 7 cards
With
across.
With the piles of the cards turned under and over.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you go red, black, and you build on aces. And the only thing you could put in empty spaces is kings, and you go through the cards 3 at a time.
Of course, you realize that if I didn't know what you were talking about, I wouldn't know what you were talking about.
What's that you said?
Skip it.
Now get back to work, and don't be so nosy.
Where are you going?
Just going to get the card table out of the hall closet.
Want me to help?
I do not. I want you to do your work, or I'll feel guilty. Say, do you think it'd be better if I played solitaire in the dining room?
Oh, come on in here. You won't disturb me.
Well, all right. I'm not going to say another word to you.
You're
Realize.
sure? You're sure, huh?
Another word.
All right.
Sure, I'm sure. Besides, you've done half the talking, so don't sound so unbelieving. Anyway, it takes 2 people to talk.
Really? Funny, I always thought it just took you.
I'll ignore that. Say, how does this table work anyway? It's all sort of squatted under like an Indian. Can't get the legs out. Oh, no, David, now don't answer me. I'll do it myself. Honestly, I think they'd find a way to make things simpler. Where are the directions? Ouch! Oh, darn it, I pinched my finger. It's not bleeding.
Just pinch that little rod, darling. Well?
It worked. Must be a trick to it.
Just know how.
Get back to your drawing board.
Yes, sir.
Now, chair, cards. You're over here in this little left-hand drawer of the desk. Move over a little, darling.
You just keep giving me a running commentary of your activities, and I'll get a lot accomplished.
Am I talking aloud?
Very loud.
Cards. Now, just sit myself down at the table, shuffle the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Just a little softer, please, darling.
Oh, I'm sorry, David. I didn't mean to talk.
It's all right. It's free country.
Well, not for wives, it isn't. I'll be quiet. Now, there we are.
Did you turn up a good set of cards?
Nope, not so good. Just one ace turned up.
That's pretty good.
Queen on a king and a 9 on a 10. Turn up 1. Whee, it's a 2. Oh, wrong 2. Well, guess that's all I can do. Start going through the pack. 3 at a time.
Claudia.
Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be talking aloud again. It's just a habit a person gets into.
But, Claudia, I was going to say...
I know. I'll be quieter. You won't even hear my cards shuffling.
But, darling,
Shh. Now, don't talk. Work.
There's a 6 that belongs on a 7.
Where?
The 4th pile.
I don't see it.
Are you blind? I can see it from over here.
Oh, yes. Of course, 6 of hearts. Hello, 6 of hearts. How are you? Thank you, David. Thank you very much. Now, go back to work.
Can't even play solitaire correctly.
Well, I haven't played it in years.
Oh, fine excuse.
You want me to go to the dining room? Do the pack once. Only 2 cards. It's not very good, Miss Brown. You'll have to do better.
Who is Miss Brown?
Miss Brown who?
You just called yourself Miss Brown.
I did? Well, that's a hangover from my solitaire days. Correction, you will have to do better, Mrs. Norton.
Well, that's better, Miss Brown.
Nope, that won't work. Need more aces. This is nice, David, very nice, just us two, busy all alone. Busy in our own way.
Yeah.
This is being married. Well, back to the game. Oh, dear me, I'm not going to win this way. I've gone through the pack again, nothing turned up. Well, now let's see.
You were supposed to turn up 3 cards at a time, darling.
I know.
Well, you didn't turn up 3 cards at a time, darling.
Why, didn't I?
You turned up 2.
You are supposed to be working, not watching.
You cheated.
I didn't. I just turned up 2 cards instead of 3 because it wouldn't have done me any good to turn up 3.
Well, that's cheating.
It is not cheating. It's only when you do something against the rules, when you're playing with somebody else, when you do it behind their back.
Clear as mud.
I'm not playing with anybody else. I know perfectly well what I'm doing. So how can I be cheating?
Because you broke the rules.
Turning up 3 cards wouldn't have done me any good. Anyway, what's the difference to anybody?
It just isn't the way you play the game.
Poof on the way to play the game. I never win on the way to play the game.
You'd rather cheat and win, wouldn't you?
But I didn't cheat. Who am I playing against?
You're playing against the cards.
I'm playing with the cards.
Don't act so dumb. You know what I mean.
I don't like your implying that I would cheat at cards.
I didn't imply, I tell you. What kind of a girl are you, anyway?
You're not supposed to be snooping. I don't tell lies. I don't steal. I don't commit acts, murders. I don't embezzle the government. Why shouldn't I help myself to a little card if I need it?
Because it isn't honorable.
That is just a matter of a point of view.
Oh.
Honorable. You play your way, I'll play mine, and stop peeking.
All right, if that's the way you want it. Only I don't see what fun it can be if you don't follow the rules.
Stop talking like a man. Go back to your drawing board. I'm busy.
Let me know how you come out, little Miss Al Capone.
Very funny. Hey, David, I think I heard something.
What?
I think I heard the baby crying.
No, I didn't hear anything.
You were concentrating. I better go up and see.
Mama's upstairs.
Mama's probably asleep by now. I'll just be a second. Good chance for you to get your work finished, darling.
I've been so interrupted, I'll never get my work done. I'm going to call it quits for the evening. Let's see. 8 of hearts and 9 of spades. Turn up 1, 2, 3. 2 of clubs. Just the little deuce that I wanted to see. No threes. Three-cut turnip, B-I-E-I-O. I'm certainly not going to win this way. I'll have to do a little finagling here. Just a little.
Put that card down, Mr. Norton.
Claudia, what are you doing here?
Peeking over your shoulder. Put that card down, Mr. Norton.
Why should I?
Because you were going to put it down in an empty space, and only kings belong in empty spaces.
How did you know I was?
Where else would you put it?
Well,
Honestly, the pot calling the kettle black. You had a nerve, David Norton. Lecturing me about cheating, and then the minute my back is turned, you put a 10 down in an empty space.
If you want a lesson in light-hearted entertaining, watch teenagers make plans for a party. Who'll bring the Coke, they ask. And after that's settled, their worries are over. For if there's enough Coca-Cola to go round, there's sociability to spare. Then they can all play refreshed.
Say, Joe, before you go, tell me one thing.
If I can, David.
How do you play solitaire?
Well, I shuffle the cards and...
Put out 7?
In 7 piles.
Yeah.
Then turn them over one at a time. Some aces are there. You put those up, and then you put a deuce on the ace and a 3 on the deuce, and so forth. I guess just the way you or Claudia do.
And that means,
Well, now and then I guess I do deal from the bottom of the deck.
Well, thanks for the information. Good night, Joe.
That's right. Get a good night's sleep, David, because tomorrow's a big day.
It is?
You just about add a new member to your household, you know.
I do?
A female member.
That sounds interesting. I better tell Claudia to get the guest room ready.
Oh, I don't think you'll need to... Well, you'll find out tomorrow. Every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir. And remember, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, when you think of refreshment, think of Coca-Cola. For Coca-Cola makes any pause the pause that refreshes. And ice-cold Coca-Cola is everywhere. This broadcast of Claudia was supervised and directed by William Brown Maloney.
Gotta love Claudia and David. A fun night at home. 76 years ago, October 21st, 1948, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage, if you would, please, over at classicradio.stream. And we'll see, you can support our show like Debbie has very well, like Honeywell has, like so many of you have. We appreciate you so much, and thank you for making us a part of your day. For Classic Radio Theater, I'm Wyatt Cox.